I'd love to hear from you about whether it's even possible to convert visitors with low awareness and if you should try to do anything with people who are in that low stage of awareness. So, Marylou, when we're talking about stages of awareness, I think it feels like, okay, well, most aware is kind of easy to get to, right? I can figure out what people that are most aware want. Let's say they want a discount. All they need to move, they know that they've got a problem, they know that I'm the solution, but all they're really waiting for is some sort of scarcity play or urgency, some sort of incentive, something like that. So we'll focus on those and we'll get our 2% conversion rate. And let's not worry about the lower awareness people or people in the lowest stage of awareness because it's very hard to convert them. So I want to, all that easy stuff, right? Easy to convert those most aware people. But I'd love to hear from you about whether it's even possible to convert visitors with low awareness and if you should try to do anything with people who are in that low stage of awareness.
Yes, they can be converted, but just because you built it doesn't mean that they'll come, So
Right.
Really low awareness is all about time, giving it time and gently nudging and gently pulling through to get them to slowly trust you and slowly understand that they have a need and a sense of urgency. So really the lower awareness folks you're going to have to hit them multiple ways. If you want to shorten that lag in the timeline of getting them to a more moderate level of awareness, then you've got to add some additional channels of ammunition in order to get out to them, to start building that awareness. And I think a good example of that is if you look at the ads of the 1960s, when they started introducing like the Volkswagen, and things like that, people hadn't heard about using a small car. They were all using the big gas guzzler American cars, and along came this little thing. But they had to attack it from multiple levels. So even if your site visitor gets to your site by searching on a keyword that got them there, you still have to really understand where they're at in their head, in their thought process, and then work your magic to move them from level to level to level with your content. And there are differences in the content from a low awareness funnel to a high awareness funnel that you'll need to deploy and think about and map out as part of your strategy.
Can you give us some brief differences that you think okay, so if you're planning for low awareness, this is what it might look like versus planning for high awareness visitors?
Sure. Let's set the channels aside. And when I say channel, I mean things like doing direct mail, maybe you do guest blogging and, just all over the place, just be everywhere. Those are channels. But to actually, to get the low awareness funnel moving, you really have to focus on emotion, because we start as humans really becoming aware of things from an emotional perspective. So your content has to focus on that emotion and getting them focused on need, on sense of urgency. You're building trust, educate. You're really working on spoon feeding them the information that will slowly bubble it up to the top of saying, oh my gosh, I need this. You're going to be using low-level calls to action, getting low commitment out of them, and really deploy a lot of the psychology, like Robert Cialdini's book, The 6 Principles of Persuasion. You're going to read through that. You're going to start working on trying to write content that's really based on moving the herd slowly through the actual levels of awareness. So stories and metaphors, human interest, should ask questions, which a lot of people don't write. Start spoon feeding them what they should be asking you. Things like that would be the low awareness funnel. As we move to the high awareness funnel, that is now moving from that emotion and starting to deploy logic. So they've made the decision, but now they have to justify actually spending the money. So you're going to be benefit-based, results-based. You're going to be writing content that has more specificity around it, more proof, dollars gained, percentage decrease, whatever the number is that really points out your product's place in the market over your competitors. You're going to be doing higher level calls to action, asking for the sale, for example. It's more logical. You're going to still blend some emotion in there, but really we're at the point now where I just need justification so I can buy this thing. So testimonials, endorsements, case studies. If you're in the B2B world, white papers, return on investment summaries. And you see how the difference, we were telling stories about, life and how it could be better in the lower awareness side. And we're slowly migrating to the proof points and the benefits and the results as if they're already using your product on the high awareness funnel.